YouTube, how's it going? I'm back with some more 2018 NFL Draft Prospect rankings. This one's for the cornerbacks from the 2018 draft. Very good class here. Very strong at the top. The top three guys are so close. Hard to split these guys up, but I did it. So we'll get to that in a second. But if you don't see a guy that you consider a corner, I am doing a safety position rankings after this one, and then a slot ranking because there's so many slot guys. Very important position in today's NFL. So if you don't see your guy, I'm sure he's in one of those position groups, in my opinion. So just wait till those. Also, there's more rankings than these, but we'll get to that. I'll release my spreadsheet of my rankings close to the draft. I'll tweet out a link, frogs_angels. Link is in the description. We'll also talk about it and give you guys a link here on these videos, maybe in the comments, once we get closer to the draft. But on to my number one corner. He's been my number one corner since day one. I'm sticking to it, even though it's very close. It's Josh Jackson, the corner from Iowa. Very good ball skills. Obviously led the nation in interceptions. Knows how to attack the ball. Knows how to read plays. Technique is there. People didn't really like his combine. I'm not worried about too much running in the 4.5s. He's still fast, and he's faster on the field. Really, I think the main reason people may not have Josh Jackson in one is because they're really worried about his press skills, maybe his man press skills. Wasn't really asked to do a lot of it. Played a lot of zone there in Iowa, so it's not like he really can't do it. We just haven't seen a lot of it, so I'm not too worried about him there. Again, I said 1, 2, and 3 were very, very close. Really, the top 5, 6 are pretty close. But once we get these three, I'll explain what splits these three guys up. And on to number 2, it's going to be Denzel Ward, the corner from Ohio State. Most people's number 1. Very good. I don't want to knock him for. It's not me knocking him. Him at 2 is not me knocking him at all. Very good football player. Very good athlete. Tore up the combine. Really could jump too. He's only 5'10", but he gets up like he's Josh Jackson's height. So I'm not really worried about his height. But we'll talk more about why he's split up from number 1 in a second here. Number 3 is going to be Jaire Alexander, who is really one of my guys, even though there's some people that may have him higher than 3. But since last year, I locked him in at the first round. So I'm a really big Jaire Alexander fan. What splits these guys up, I think 2 and 3 are very, very close. I think why Josh Jackson's my number 1 is because there's not too many weaknesses for him. People worried about his man, but he didn't play poor in man. People act like he played poor at press, at man. He did not. He just didn't do it enough. I'm confident he can do it. And then 2 and 3, I think both these guys, Ward and Alexander, have given up. They haven't gave up a lot, but just compared to Jackson, Jackson's given up less touchdowns. And Alexander and Ward against bigger receivers in the red zone is a little scary. I mean, they're fine, but just compared to a Josh Jackson, it's just maybe it's because their size. They're both around 5'10", 5'11". But when they go against bigger receivers, the jump ball is maybe a little bit of a struggle, even though they both can get up. Jaire Alexander's all over the field, too, getting interceptions. Very good. Did well against Deshaun Watson and Clemson last year. It's hard to split these guys up, but I just see a little more weaknesses in the 2, Ward and Alexander, who are very similar than I do in Josh Jackson. So Josh Jackson's my clear 1, even though it's pretty close. But 2, 3 are very tight. And then on to number 4 is Mike Hughes, who a lot of people like a lot. The corner from UCF. He snuck into the first round, it seems like. We'll see if he goes there. Off the field issues would be the reason if he doesn't go first round. But very good athlete. His combine numbers didn't really show how much of an athlete he is. He flies. He looks like he runs in the 4.2s almost. If you watch him on the football field, he's a returner too. But corner skills, very good at playing the ball in the air. Like Mike Hughes a lot. Good in man, good press. So he should sneak into the first round. And on number 5 is going to be Carlton Davis from Auburn. Physical corner. Really, the only weaknesses for him are angles. After guys catch the ball on the sideline, his angles really aren't that good. Maybe not the fastest guy, but he makes up for it with his strength and size. So not a lot of weaknesses there. Very good corner class. You can consider him with the top guys as well. I think if somebody took him late first, it would be a good pick. Wouldn't be a bad pick at all, even though he's getting early second-round talk. He shut down Calvin Ridley. We've seen that. So very good corner out of Carlton Davis. Number 6 is going to be Isaiah Oliver, the Colorado corner. Now some should consider or will consider him in the top 5. If he went before like some of those guys, I wouldn't have a problem with it. I just have to split these guys up. They're very close in grades. Just really have to go and find the weaknesses. Similar to Carlton Davis, angles really aren't that good. Sometimes it seems like he doesn't want to tackle. I think he can tackle. Maybe downfield when the ball's in the air. Best pass deflector in the draft class. Maybe has something to do with his long arms and athleticism. He does have guys get behind him, but he makes the play. Can he do that against an NFL receiver? They're going to have that extra step on him. It's a possibility. So I do like Isaiah Oliver. If he went late first, it wouldn't be a bad pick. But I got him here in an early second and number 6 corner. Number 7 is Holton Hill. Nobody's discussing Holton Hill with these other guys. Long corner, just under 6'3", a lot of interceptions, good playmaking ability. Again, no one's really talking about Holton Hill. He should be discussed a little more. There is a pretty good gap after 6. I think the top 6 could possibly go in the first round. Won't get out of the second. Holton Hill probably will go early third, but a little underrated. And number 8 is going to be Quentin Meeks from Stanford. Technique guy. He's got the movement, the hips, covers well down the sideline. And then inside routes maybe needs some work. Kind of gets beat on the slant routes, the post routes on the inside. But very good corner. Could possibly go round 2, but should go round 3. On to 3 more guys here. Number 9 is Kevin Tolliver from LSU, a guy that I'm liking more and more lately. Could even sneak up a little higher. 6'3" corner, maybe just under 6'3", very athletic. Makes good pass deflecting plays we've seen in his career at LSU. People worried about his character. I think he's got the right attitude on the field, but people really don't like his attitude maybe to coaches. But I think he's got the right attitude on the field. You see the corners have, but I mean that's not the reason I like him. I think he's got smooth hips for a big guy. You see these big guys. Their problem is maybe speed, or they're not smooth. Tight hips, they stand too tall. I think Tolliver checks off all those boxes on the positive side while being that big. So I like Tolliver a lot. You see these big corners start to sneak up come draft day. I think this is one of the guys to look out for. I like Tolliver a lot. Hopefully there's no red flags for him down the road. Number 10 is Anthony Averett from Alabama. Maybe 10's a little low compared to everyone else. I do like Averett. Kind of shared the position with a lot of other guys. I mean, he was always on the field, but it's hard to pick apart guys in the secondary in the Alabama secondary. They run a different style defense. But Averett really doesn't wow in anything. He's very fast. I mean, he'll make the play. Maybe a safe player. He'll make the play. He's just not going to be a dominant player is how I see it. Very good at coming up and stopping the run on the line of scrimmage, but I mean, he's not going to wow in anything, but that's okay. He can do everything right, does everything good. Maybe worried about deep jump balls, maybe in the red zone, the jump balls against an NFL wide receiver. So I do like Averett, but maybe not as high on him as everyone else. Number 11 is MJ Stewart. Good press corner, very physical at the line. Pretty good speed, too, downfield. And his smooth movement is very impressive, too. Good hips. Doesn't stand up too tall. So I like MJ Stewart at 11. And there's my corner rankings. There's plenty more to go over, plenty more good corners here that could have been included in here. Tavares McFadden's been a big dropper just because of his speed. I'm worried about his long speed, but very good ball skills there. He could have snuck in there. But that'll do it for the corners. Again, releasing a spreadsheet of my rankings close to the draft for everyone to see. My full rankings, got a lot of guys graded on there. So you'll get to see more corners. Just follow us on Twitter, frogs_angels. The link will be on there first, but if you watch our videos, you'll eventually get it. Plenty more prospect rankings to go over. We're doing safeties. We're doing slot. Well, I guess that's not plenty more. We only got 2 more. Safeties and slot, defensive backs, nickel corners, box safeties are all included in that. Maybe some guys you were hoping to see in this video are in that. So stay tuned for all that. Plenty more draft coverage videos, updated mock draft on the way. So that'll do it for this one. Please like, subscribe if you haven't already. Goodbye.